Hey everybody. For the Christmas Eve service, I had written a short story called The Gift, and I wanted to share it here on YouTube. So, this is The Gift. I worked hard not to grow jaded about Christmas. I loved the holiday in my youth, but the years attempted to chip away at my seasonal joy. Years of broken dreams, they tend to do that to a person. My parents got me my first guitar for Christmas when I was 10 years old. My dad, he showed me the proper way to hold the cheap Squire guitar, and he helped me strum simple chords. We played for hours that day. My little fingers ached. By the end of the week, Dad and I played Bye Bye Black Sheep, but he quickly moved me on to singing Hank Williams' Hey Good Lookin', and we played it together for Mom. 3 Christmases later, they bought me a beautiful Martin guitar, and I considered that my pride and joy. I must have spent a fortune on it, but they saw that I was dedicated to the instrument. I spent my time honing my craft, copying the sounds I heard on my CD player. In my mind, the bedroom morphed into a sold-out theater. Everyone paid to hear me play and sing. Life changed my senior year of high school when my dad got a new job in New York City. It was hours away from my friends that I had spent my whole life with. I went to a college there, and I figured that I had enough coffee shops around to make a name for myself. I finished college with a communications degree, but still no record deal. 10 years passed, and I worked for a radio station telling dumb jokes, taking dumber phone calls, and playing music I secretly hated, still with no record deal. I have not played the guitar with any serious effort in 4 years. I have come to accept that the Martin holds too much pain behind it for me to hold it for too long. I sat down behind the radio microphone for another long day, and I sighed. I hit the button to go on the air. This is Drew in the afternoon, ready to rock you through Christmas Eve. We have plenty of Christmas fun in store, but first let's do a round of Drew's Christmas Chaos. You answer the questions correctly, and you win cash. Who do we have here on the line? The caller answered, Danny. Hey, Danny, you ready for some Christmas chaos? You bet, Drew. I looked at my note card. All right, Danny, for $100. What was the first ghost to visit Ebenezer Scrooge? That was the ghost of Christmas past. No, wait. It was his partner, Jacob Marley. You got it. That's $100, Danny. Do you want to keep your money or add to the chaos and go double or nothing? Let's go crazy, Danny yelled. For $200, where did the Grinch live and how the Grinch stole Christmas? Whoville, Danny said confidently. I hit the buzzer. Oh, I'm sorry, Danny. The Grinch lived on the mountain overlooking Whoville. Nice try. Danny moaned. Man. I should have thought of that. Hey, Danny, it was fun. We're still going to leave you with a gift from our friends at Make It Last Longer Photography, so stay on the line. We have a lot in store for you all today in New York, so stay tuned. This is Brenda Lee, rocking around the Christmas tree. I hit the on-air button again, and I turned the microphone off and walked out to the coffee pot in the break room. Trish from marketing stood at the counter, and I said to her while I was pouring coffee, It's going to be a long day. I still need to pick up Natalie's gift yet. She rolled her eyes and laughed. You still haven't bought your wife's gift? Talk about waiting till the last minute. I laughed. No, I bought it. The store just didn't have any more necklaces in, so they back-ordered it for me. Okay, I'll let it slide, she said. You'll get out of here in time, though, I hope. I raised my eyebrows. That makes two of us. I made my way through the day, playing the same Christmas songs that I've listened to on repeat for the last month, taking the same calls from people amused with themselves that they made it on the radio, and at last I finally signed off. Okay, everyone, I'm turning it over to Lady Lydia. To those that celebrate, you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I quickly ran from the radio booth and into my office to sign out, but the station manager stopped me before I could leave. Drew, What's the hurry? I need to get to the store. Natalie's gift was back ordered and it's finally in on the last minute. I see. Well, I hate to do this to you with tomorrow being Christmas and all, but I need you to stay in cover for Lydia for an hour. Her babysitter just called off and she's scrambling to get someone to watch Vicky. I looked at the time on my computer and I sighed heavily. Can't we just have the computer run some songs for an hour on autoplay? Mr. Landler looked at me and he shook his head. Not in prime time. We need talent on the radio. That's what the advertisers want. I shook my head. All right. I went back to the booth and put on my headset. Hey, New York, Drew here for an encore. Let's keep this party going. All you grandmas stay safe out there because we're about ready to play Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. An hour later, I put on my jacket and walked out into the cold, snowy night. The streets, they were packed, and that slowed my progress to the jewelry store. I turned to the storefront and I pulled on the locked doors. No. No, 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 no! I slammed my fist against the door and I looked at my watch. 5 minutes too late. I looked at the bustling coffee shop next door and I decided to go in for a warm cup of coffee. I could not even find it myself to look at my wife with no Christmas present. I visualized that awkward moment sitting there at the tree after I'd unwrapped some amazing gift. She always bought me something so great. Then I explained that I had nothing for her. The excuse, it's at the store, sounds an awful lot like, I didn't get you anything yet. I sat at the counter of the coffee shop next to a man who looked at me, and he said, You look like you've seen a ghost. I found it an odd thing to say to a stranger, but after the day I had, I decided I needed a friend. I just tried to get into the jewelry store next door, and it's closed. Tomorrow morning, I might be a ghost myself. I don't have a gift for my wife. The man smiled. Gifts. Such a novel thing, really. I smirked. Yeah, I guess it's so compulsory. Is it really from the heart? The barista came up to me and asked, What can I get you? I'll have an oat milk caramel latte, please, I replied. The barista made my order, and the man asked me, So what was your favorite gift growing up? I thought of that Martin guitar. I said, I used to want to be a singer-songwriter. I really loved Tom Petty. That was my standard. That's who I wanted to be when I grew up. So my parents, they got me this cheap starter guitar when I was younger. Then when I was older, and they saw that I was serious and I could be more responsible, take care of a nicer guitar. They bought me this gorgeous Martin guitar. I loved that thing. I actually still have it, but I never play it. What was the starter guitar? He asked. I chuckled because random conversations like this never happened in New York, really. I said, A Squire. He nodded. My favorite gift was a child. I looked at him. So was your child born on Christmas? The man smiled warmly. No, but I read a poem about it. I'm about to go up to the open mic. Would you play the guitar for me? I shook my head. I don't have a guitar with me. You can use mine if you'd like. I never noticed it before up until that moment, but the man picked up a guitar case, and he brought out an old Squire guitar. It looked worn and well used. In fact, it looked like my old Squire. I saw the chip on the head where I had carelessly hit it against a bookcase, and the scratched paint on the soundboard from the time I had played it with car keys instead of a pick. How did you get that? Who are you? My name is Gabe. It's nice to meet you, Drew. So what do you say? Would you like to play the guitar for me tonight? I did not feel like I had much of a choice, in all honesty, so I got up and I took the guitar with me, and Gabe handed me a pick. I told him, I'm a little rusty, Gabe. Do not be afraid, Gabe reassured me. What's the meter of the poem? How will I know what to play? Just play. You'll do fine, he once again reassured. Gabe stepped up to the microphone. Hi, everyone. I'm Gabe, and this is Drew. This is a poem I call The Gift. Toys break. Fads pass. Clothes wear out. Evergreens dry. Yet the greatest gift ever given will remain. Grass withers. Flowers fade. Life withers. And these temporal securities fade. Yet the greatest gift ever given will remain. A king born in a barn, a righteous man killed as a criminal. The greatest gift ever given will remain. This gift carved from the branch from the stump of Jesse. The greatest gift ever given will remain. Grass withers, flowers fade. Yet this gift given to you, it will remain. And when received, you shall remain. Do not break like the toy. Do not pass like the fad. Do not fade like the evergreen. Remain in this gift of a child. He is the true vine, where we shall draw life and remain. Gabe nodded at me, and I set the old squire down. While some people clapped, most of them just continued on with their conversations. I looked at the pic that Gabe had given me, and it said, Emmanuel. Gabe smiled and said, God is with us, Drew. Gabe motioned for me to grab the guitar, and we walked off the small stage, when he introduced me to a woman at a table. Drew, this is Nancy. She runs the jewelry store next door. Nancy looked at Gabe with confusion. Do I know you? Gabe smiled warmly. Have a good night, Drew. Well, don't you want your guitar back? But without looking back, Gabe walked through the coffee shop and into the street. I looked at Nancy. You wouldn't mind performing one last Christmas miracle by chance, would you? She looked at me and replied hesitantly. It depends on the miracle. I missed closing by a few minutes, and your store had back-ordered a necklace for my wife. I have the receipt here, you can see, I told her while taking out the slip of paper from my pocket. Still confused by our strange visitor, she blinked. Well, that's a Christmas miracle I believe I can handle. Say, who's your friend? I paused to think, then formulated the only answer I could fathom. I've never been very religious, but tonight I believe I received a gift from God. That night I took home an old guitar, a new necklace, and the greatest gift ever given. One given 2,000 years ago, but I just now found myself willing to receive. Emmanuel, God is with us. Merry Christmas.